Hi, so for anyone watching, I am going to be talking about what it's like to be the spouse on recruiting duty. So, my husband's in the Marine Corps, he's been in for over 6 years now, and he voluntarily wanted to do recruiting, not knowing what he was going to get into. But, so it all depends on where you go, where you're stationed, what it's going to be like for your spouse, how easy it is, how hard it is, the challenge part, which, I mean, who doesn't want a challenge? But sometimes it can be a little hard. Um, I'm to the point to where I would rather have my husband go back to Kuwait, where he was deployed twice. Um, because I got to see him more. My son got to talk to him more. It was over FaceTime that we saw him, but it was still more. Yeah, hold on. It was still more than what we see now. So to get into it, um, the Marine Corps is something that my husband loves. Like there wouldn't like this is what he wants to do. He wants to retire. He doesn't think anything bad about it. Um, but recruiting duty changes the way you think about the Marine Corps, I guess. Like, I don't know how to really explain it, but I'm going to tell my side of the story on what it's like to be the spouse. So, they say that your husband gets to come home every night and go to sleep with you, but my husband goes into work between 7 and 8 o'clock every morning, depending on what office he's going to, and he does not get home until 9 to 10 o'clock at night. And this is every day. I mean, throughout the week, and he works 6 to 7 days out of the week, even when he makes his quota. So I'm like thinking, you make your quota and we still don't get to see you, and it's not his fault. It's just how they like, I guess they always need people to be working. I don't know, but it's it's hard because you want to see your husband. I mean, there's days where my son and I don't even make eye contact with my husband, and I mean, we're here for the sacrifice. I'm not complaining, saying, "Oh my gosh, he shouldn't be in." No, I'm a 100% supporter. I couldn't imagine him getting out. I don't want him to get out. I'm there for him no matter what he says, or if he's having a hard time, I'm there. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just always there for him. But the fact is, he's not there. Like it's super hard. Like, no, they're not cheating. They're they're not doing things they're not supposed to be doing. They're actually working. They are working that whole time, whether they're making phone calls, texting, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, going out ACing, so they're area canvassing, or just constantly trying to bring those contracts in. And it's harder than it seems because the kids have to qualify, which I totally understand. I mean, you have to have certain standards, to join the Marine Corps, and I respect that. But actually seeing our husbands, I don't know about all the wives, but I know for sure I'm like, where are you at? Where'd he go? But I mean, I'm happy. My son's happy. My husband is happy. I mean, I guess I can't speak for him, but we have been doing this for almost a year and a half, so that means we'll have a year and a half left. And then we'll be done with recruiting, at least for now. Fingers crossed that we don't get recruiting duty again, but I would definitely go along for the ride once again if it were to happen. But what I'm really trying to say is if you are going, or if you're the spouse going into that recruiting duty with him, tagging along, just be supportive. Don't give up. Like it's so hard. It's almost like they change because they're constantly at work. But it's still the same person you married or are with. They're just going through a very hard time, and it's how they deal with it. It's not something that you can just say, "Oh, everything's going to be fine." Like, no, this recruiting duty is very stressful for them. And the best thing we can do is just be an ear, comfort them, be there for them, and just don't give up. Don't walk away. Um, I couldn't imagine leaving ever, for one, but leaving at a time to where they are literally just never home. They have a roof over their head when they get home, and it's a house. It's not a tent like when they're deployed, but it's basically like a deployment. So, I mean, hopefully I said some things that were helpful. I mean, yeah, it seemed like it was a completely negative video. I'm sorry, but like it's so hard, and I just want you all to know, like, we are gonna all get through it, and it'll be over one day, and be back on the fleet and back out in California, hopefully, because we're in Ohio. But yeah, just be supportive and just know, like, they're working. That's what they're doing. Their time is strictly, they are working. They're not messing around or anything like that. They just need your support and love, and definitely be there for them. So let me know if anybody tunes into this video. Let me know if you have any questions, or tell me where you're from, if you're on recruiting duty, military spouse, anything like that, have any kids, I don't know, anything. I would just love to know. Hopefully this video wasn't too negative, because I just wanted to basically go over, like, everything that was happening. I mean, there's happy times too, when we get those days that we're together, and those are the days that makes everything worth it. So just let me know.